Okay, I'm going to be making a small rocket stove. What I have is some, it's probably 1/8 inch thick, 3-inch square tubing, and I'm going to make this kind of designed on 2 or 3 that I've seen online, and it's just going to be a small rocket stove. And I'll try to show you the steps. I've got my saw set up on 45 degrees, and I'll be cutting this across here at 45 and then welding it together, and we'll show you that. So this is basically the stove. Need to put some legs on it. I'll put one leg here, 2 legs in the back, make a kind of a tripod out of it. Then I'll put something on top, probably 3 things on top to set a pan on. This is your firebox. Again, from what I read, you want your chimney to be a little longer than your firebox. Washers on the feet, just in case you're on not on a hard surface, on ground or something like that. Pretty nice. I like the feet. Okay, I checked it before I put that last leg on. Checked it with the level, make sure what length I wanted that leg. Take off my helmet here. What length I wanted that leg so it would be level. My understanding is you want it perfectly level so you get a good draw up the chimney. So that is the reason for making sure it's pretty level. So that's pretty dang good. Okay, I cut and bent 3 pieces, just basically 3 L's. They will be welded here, here, and here for the for where you set your pot on. Pot stand or whatever. Now I'll raise it up about 1 inch off of this, so so the flame will have good clearance. Get those welded up. I also had a piece of pretty thin metal that came from it covered up a ballast on a 4-foot shop light, and I've taken them down. They're no good, and I don't throw away anything, so I've got this metal sitting here. So what I did was straighten it out and just make a little channel. That will be, the wood will rest on top here. That is your draft, or going to be the vent for the airflow in. And I may grind these off just a little bit. My understanding is you want it a little, you want your airspace to be a little less than half, and I've got that right at about half. So I'll probably grind these these feet off here to give it to drop it down in here just a little bit. Okay, I welded these. Just got these tacked on there for right now, and I'm gonna check it for level. Put a pot on it, make sure it's level, and if so, then I'll weld them up good. Just like I say, got them tacked right. Okay, this is about a 10.5 inch cast iron griddle, and sits on here great. I mean, you have to really wiggle it to get it to move. The stove is sitting nice and level. I don't have any movement from the stove. I'm excited about it. Again, that gap right there is about an inch, and I think it's gonna be cool. I'll fire it up, let you see it in action. Okay, there's the finished product. I've got a coat of high temp paint on it, and it looks pretty good. My wife is impressed. Of course, she may be easily impressed. I'll give you the dimensions in just a little while, but let's build a fire in it. Cook something. Okay, what I did was put some lint, cotton lint from the washer or clothes dryer, and sprayed it with a little Pam. Vaseline is good for a fire starter, and I'm just going to light it. Lights up like a son of a gun. I'm going to put a few small sticks in the top of it just to get going, and these are stuff that I just got out in the yard. I mean, yesterday, and it has been raining for 3 or 4 days. So it might even be a little wet. And I'm going to start putting sticks in from the front, like you're supposed to. And being as it's 3 inch, you're not going to be able to put big sticks in it, because the opening it's a 3 inch opening. It's not very big. But I don't think you're going to need it. I think it's going to go good. I'll come back when it gets roaring good. Okay, it took it a couple of minutes to heat up. Got a little butter in there. Not sitting on a level table here. I busted that yolk. I don't ever do that. Doggone it. Like I say, it took 2 or 3 minutes. Having dry wood would help a lot. And most people you see on YouTube that are making these and showing you how to light them are using kindling, lumber, like pine, and that would obviously make a much hotter fire, much better fire. But I decided to do it as if I was out in the woods and use just some sticks. And wet ones at that. This table's wobbly. It's not the stove. It's on a little old glass top table out on our deck. But it'll cook. I'm going to put a pot of boiling water on it in a minute and see how long it takes to boil. So let me get my eggs. I got to go and get some salt and pepper. And I'm going to eat me some breakfast, and I'll boil some water and let you see how long it takes. Get fire going. I'm going to set this on top. It's 2 cups of water, just a little small saucepan. And I'm going to start my timer. And we'll see how long it takes to boil water. I'm gonna go eat breakfast while it's boiling. Okay, it's about to boil, and I just thought I'd show you inside the chamber. Maybe you see in there real well. But that is hot, and it has got a nice flame coming up out of there too. And that water is just about to roll. It's boiling. So 6 minutes, 48 seconds. So about 7 minutes to boil some water. And that's 2 cups. A lot of people, when they do a test, they'll put a cup of water in it. That's 2 cups of water. I don't drink coffee, but that'd make you a nice little coffee. And I did throw 2 or 3 sticks in from the top, but that's the beauty of having the little gap there. First of all, you need it for the pan, but also, you know, drop a stick down in there. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. If my wood hadn't been wet, it would have done a lot better. And obviously, you need to push as your wood burns. You need to push it in, you know, because it will burn down, and just keep pushing and keep feeding this way. So 7 minutes. If you'll wait just a second, I will give you some dimensions on this so you can build your own. Okay. I also want to show you real quickly that the wood used to cook the eggs as well as boil the water produced a handful of ash, just nothing. Okay, for the measurements, again, this is 3-inch square tubing. The bottom chamber, it was going to be 8 inches by and have a 10-inch chimney, but I messed up on the 45. My saw messed up cutting that 45, so it turns out that the burn chamber or the feed chamber is a little bit less than 8, but let's say 8, and this one is about 10. So 8 inches across here with a 45, 10 inches across here. And the pot stand here, or stove grate, whatever you want to call these, started out, I made them 8 inches long, and then I have cut them off, as you can see, to I cut off 3 inches. So these start out at 5 inches long, and I put a bend at about an inch, inch and a quarter, 90-degree bend there, welded it here. So you got 3 of those, again 5 inches long, and right now they're sticking out about 4 inches. So with the bend and everything, of course the bend, when I bent it, it stretched the metal some. But they started out 5 inches long, and that was plenty for a 10-inch pan. Those, you know, sticking out 4 inches is plenty. The legs, you know, you can do that for your own, to your own liking. I guess you hadn't seen the bottom of it, and I'm not a pretty welder, so, but that's the way I welded the bottom. Is just, you know, just first made a 90-degree bend, heated them up. I showed you that, and then I made another bend there, and then I put the washers on the end of it. And this, basically, I just measured. I put a level on it, and before I put this leg on the front, put a level on it and just raised it up till it was level, and made that measurement, and that's how I knew where to put the leg. So I think that's a good measurement. It's 8 inches, 10 inches. These are 5 inches long, and just do your legs. You know, you may not want them this tall. Want it this tall. You know, this one is about 8.5 inches tall, and you may not want to do that. You may want to just do a real simple leg. Most of them that I've seen on the design just come straight out, straight down, and just maybe 3 or 4 inches long. That's 8 inches, 8.5 inches tall. You may not want to go that tall. This will keep it off the ground. If you were in leaves or something, it keeps your fire away from your leaves if you were out in the woods or something. And you know, this is probably 4 pounds, and you know, you're not going to take it backpacking. But if you were camping and were able to drive to where you're going to camp, or if your power goes out, these things are handy. Certainly do some cooking outside, and just a good way to do it. So you might want to give it a try. That is my rocket stove. It kind of looks like a spider. I may call it a sprocket stove, a spider rocket stove. That's my little sprocket stove.